Hi, welcome to Kweshunga, your space of playfulness. I am super excited to host you once again. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for following. Oh, you guys, you are too much. We love you, we honor you, we are celebrating you. We can't wait to play with you. Biona, we are real Kweshungaring this season. We are talking about the art of hosting. Now, some of you may be wondering why we have the topic hosting as one of the things dear to our hearts. I believe that people connect deeply in the way they are hosted, in the way they are loved on, in the way they are cared for, in the way they are treated when they spend time with people. And today I have very, very, very dear friends of mine who are going to Kweshunga with us. And they're specifically talking about the art of hosting, but in a professional way. So for those of you who see professional MCs and wonder, Oba Kolabichi, Oba what's up? Yeah, those are the people that I am hosting today. My dear friend Godwin and Husky, I will allow them to introduce themselves. Welcome to Kweshunga. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself in like a quick preview of who you are and what it is you do, because most people hear MC, they have no idea what that means. So what does that mean? What do you do and who are you?
Okay, I'm called Godwin Biamkama. I'm a professional MC. And that means that, you know, we MC or I MC different types of functions, you know, from corporate, social, to any type of function. And an MC is an acronym or a short form of a master of ceremony. So if you're a master of ceremony, you are the leader of that ceremony. You're the most important person at that function.
Most important person.
Yes, you are. Because without you, Penny, nothing much can go on.
Yeah.
You have to lead. You have to.
Interesting,
Yes.
interesting. Please tell us who you are, my dear.
My name is Husky. Okay, very many people call me Husky. My name is Olivia Viemera. I am very many things. I'm a Kweshunga member. If that makes sense. Like, let's play any day, anytime, I'll do it. But aside from that, yes, I'm an MC. And so I'm not going to mention all the other things I do because what I'm here as is MC. So I'm an MC. He forgot funerals. Excuse me.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry about
People
that.
MC at funerals? Oh yes,
I
they
have
do.
done it before, and it's so interesting because it's something you wouldn't expect someone to ask you to host, because you're thinking, let's go and go, you know, but then it has an order, and so somebody has to take control of that.
So are they called professional mourners in chief?
No, the one is a different, they come and cry and go.
No mourner in chief, I don't know, whatever.
Really, I don't even know what to do with you. But yes, I have done that before, and in as much as it sounds as a joke, it's an art. It's something that you need to, yes, it may be a talent, but then you have to put some professionalism to it. And that's why he says professional, because we studied it. Yes.
So this hosting thing, and it's good you talked about studying it, is because me, I feel like because I can talk, I mean, any day you put a mic before me, I'll be ready to go. I can talk, I can make people happy, I can crack some jokes. I'm not exactly funny, but the jokes will be there somehow. I can dance. I've seen MCs who dance. I mean, I can do all the things MCs do. Does that make me an MC? Does that make me a professional MC? Because how did you guys get into this? Just tell us a bit about that. How did you get into emceeing? How did you know that this is what I am called to do, or this is what I want to do? I love people and I want to make them happy, and so I will use my gift to do that. Yeah.
I think to answer your question directly, being an MC is more of a talent, you know? And I can say there's no institution in the world that teaches how to be an MC. But how I got into it, I've always loved communication, you know? I'm the kind of guy, when we were children, and you're watching Nat Geo, you know? People are watching the animals.
Yes.
I am listening to the voice behind the animals. So I noticed at an early age that I loved communication. You know, I love the way the narrator of a Nat Geo documentary.
Oh, thank God, I thought you talked to birds.
Well, I can, depending on the type.
Well, I talk to plants, so we shouldn't make this weird.
I can see, I can see the plants all over. Yes, so I've always loved communication. And I loved the way a narrator seemed to move an animal from place X, a lion, to place Y, just from the way he speaks.
Yeah.
So I got to know that I love communication from a very early age. And then later in life, I found myself doing sales at a professional level. So I knew that if I love talking to people, then I love communication. If I love communication, then being an MC is part of the whole equation. So that's how I got into it.
Okay.
Yes.
And Husky, for I've been to certain events, especially in the West, where I'll be specific. Some I've attended a Kuhinjira, where this Bahima family were like super cold. The MC is doing everything they can to make, they've cracked jokes, they have called out people's names, they have done everything, and people are just like, no laughing, no clapping, nothing, as if we are mourning, but we are celebrating. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with hosting a people that are not entirely connecting with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you have to understand your audience. Not everyone is going to be happy-go-lucky. Let's crack jokes. And that's where you get it wrong when you say all comedians can MC.
Yes.
That's not right. It's not actually accurate on any level, because we don't want your jokes. Just, moderate the event. Let's move. So you need to read your audience. That's why you're advised to come a whole lot earlier, so you know, hi, these are people who do not want jokes.
Yeah.
It's a thing of just run the program the way it's supposed to run.
read the scripts.
Yes, sometimes
We are doing
they're
this
time
and
bad.
this and this.
We're thinking 2 hours, let's move, and then you're cracking joke after joke, and so they're wondering, at what point are we getting serious? So it helps for you to come a lot earlier, interact with your audience, know the people you're dealing with. If they're so happy and what, please joke away. And also you need that, it helps you know what jokes to crack. Because you might go off, then you offend a father, you don't know he's the dad because you came at the same time as he did, and then it's all messed up. And yet, like he said, you're the most important part of the event. If you realize when everything is falling apart, MC Aliwa, say something, do something. The cake fell, MC. They are not going to call anybody else. They're not going to call the waiter. They're going to be like, MC, you need to cover up. You're the one owning the event. You're holding it. So you have to come a whole lot earlier. Then you study your space.
So one of the things that I hear you saying is connection and relationship, because you've got to connect with the people that you're both working with and trying to guide through the program, but also connecting with what it is you're doing, the theme of the day. And sometimes I think we just wake up and, like I said before, I feel like because I'm very, very extroverted, I feel like I can walk into a space and just take it over. I can host, I can do, but that's not necessarily it. And that takes me into our next conversation around what people miss. So I feel that, yes.
Just before the next conversation, I would like to add on to what she said.
Yes.
And I respond directly to your example.
Yes.
It's very good to know the culture.
Yes.
The culture of the people that you're speaking to
And the family.
and the family.
Yeah.
What I mean by culture is, for example, how I would have handled it as an MC for that particular Bahima function. I would make sure I go with someone they call Omwevuji, who does Kwevuga. The way you handle such a function is the person who does the Kwevuga, I don't know what it's called in English, but he breaks the ice.
It's like an orator.
Expectedly. He's like an orator, but
Yeah.
in the African sense or in the Bahima culture, yeah, or Western Uganda culture.
It's literally poetry,
It's
by
poetry,
the way.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So
poetry.
so spoken word.
Exactly.
People who do spoken word, that's the traditional spoken word.
Exactly.
Kwivuga.
So the person gets in. When they break the ice, whatever you're saying after might not matter that much because you've broken the ice, and there are silent conversations going on about how good the chevugo was. So when you break that ice, you're moving to the next level. They have appreciated you. So
You
they
could even
begin.
play a platform. They're probably not connecting because you're not even a Muhima. So they're like, what do you know about us?
Exactly.
So if you bring that, it's, oh, he actually gets what we're about. And so then they start relating with you. And that's how you start. If you came early and spoke to the father, he's like, hey, he's a very interesting guy. So when you start to speak, it's just, and you also don't pounce on people like, I'm funny, see me. You have to warm them into it. They have to warm up to it. It's like the first time you meet somebody. You're not going to go all up like, hi, Penny, oh my God, they're going to be like, excuse me, Who are you and what do you want, you know? So sometimes you have to know, like, this one, I need to take my time. This one we just jump on.
Interesting, very interesting. So I'm thinking right now that, you see, I've been asking Husky here, because she's a very good dancer. I've been asking her for a very long time to teach me how to dance, because I'm really terrible. I'm not
Just
terrible.
how terrible are you?
I'm not
On a
terrible, but
scale-
I suck.
On a scale of
Yeah.
1 to 10, how terrible are you?
We can put me at 9 and put her like at 100, but yeah. I've been asking her to teach me how to dance, and she keeps avoiding the subject. Is there a thing like teaching people how to MC? Is there like a space or a place that you guys went to and learned how to MC, or is it that people gave you opportunities to try it out at home functions, at small birthday parties, at friends gatherings, and you kept growing your skill? How does that skill grow? Because you guys are professionals, so how do you invest in your growth? How do you get to a space where you feel I'm confident enough to submit my portfolio or my profile and know that I can get this gig?
I think it all starts with the skill being identified.
Yeah.
That's what is important. And identifying the skill comes from self-awareness. Do you know who you are? Do you think you can speak? What makes you think you can be able to speak in public? You know, you can be able to host an event. So once you've discovered that, then your effort comes in after. Your effort to get better, you know? Are you part of a speakers club? Are you part of, say, Toastmasters? What are you part of? So to answer your question directly, we met at a professional emceeing company. It's called MC Portal. And what happens is that you're trained on how to improve your skills in public speaking, because emceeing is part of public speaking. Yeah, so you have a 2-week course. It's a 1-week theory, the other practical. But that's the beginning of the whole journey. They say that you have to practice as much as possible for you to become a master. I think you've heard about the 10,000-hour rule. You know, that's been thrown around for so many years, where they say you need to work on something or at something for 10,000 hours for you to become an expert. So the real work starts after the training. Are you creating conditions, or is space being created for you to MC? Or are you creating that space for yourself? When you go to MC, you improve day by day, function by function, category by category, until you get to where you want to go as an MC. Yeah.
I think for me, what the classes taught me was there's a talent part. If you're talented, you're probably so flexible. You can do any event, anything, bring it on. Funerals, parties, whatever, you can do it. But now for someone who doesn't have that natural part of it, and you want to learn, you start with public speaking. If you're going to freak out in your boardroom at work, that's going to be a bit difficult. If you can't even hold a meeting with your department people, you're about 5, now that takes time, because stage fright is also just a thing you get over, right? But I think the class is to help you find your niche. Where do I belong? You might not be funny, but then you can actually handle a debate. You can handle serious events, corporate events. You can handle those, because it's not about cracking jokes. Nobody even will hear your joke. And you're good at that, so you can pull that off. Or you might be such a goofball, corporate events are not your thing. Like, you always feel there's a joke coming through, so you just can't be serious.
It's burning under.
And then they won't get it.
But isn't that
You're
life?
fired.
Isn't that life? That
Actually,
if I
we've done
want
it
to,
different
that
events.
if I want to be Penny in
Yeah.
a boardroom,
Yes.
because you see, when I walk into a space, I do not put Penny on a certain coat hanger and walk in as part of myself. I'm carrying my whole self. So if I have to reduce myself in certain ways and pick myself up at certain spaces, isn't that problematic?
If you're playful in class, when I take you to the HM's office, are you going to do the same thing?
Well,
You're not going to go to his office and get papers, toss them at him. You're not going to do that, all right? So you're going to adjust to the environment. It's the same thing. So I'm playful, I'm crazy, but there's people who don't even know that side of me, because they've only seen me in serious spaces. Well, if they saw me crack a joke, they'll be like, she can do that, you know? Because you've only seen me in spaces where I have to be serious, collect yourself, and it's business.
So where do you guys get that time? Because you both have full-time jobs and you do this as a side gig or a side hustle, or maybe it's the main hustle and you do the full-time jobs as side hustles, I don't know. But where does the time come from? Because it takes time to get good jokes. It takes time to master those jokes. I have been in spaces where the MC made really sexist jokes and they were emceeing for a feminist event. And, you know, people are thinking, tell her, by the way, or tell, like, really, stop talking, get your money and go. Yeah. And sometimes we're insensitive to those things. Yes, you talked about connecting with people, but where do you find the time? Where do you find the time in the 24 hours that we have to do the things that you do, to parent, to love friends, to MC, to do all the stuff that you have to juggle and still remain as fun as you are, cheerful, playful, excited about life? How do you do that?
I think finding time is really, it's about your priorities, you know? If you want to find time for anything in life, you'll find that time. Definitely you will. I think on a personal note, first of all, most events happen over the weekend, yeah? Or they're evening events. So it's typically outside your work schedule. And this is your passion. This is something you love, yeah? Again, when you talked about the person that was emceeing at an event, a feminist event, and they were having sexist jokes, it shows that this person did not read their audience. They're not prepared. They didn't read their audience. And that might actually be the difference between being a professional MC and not being a professional MC. Because being a speaker, yes. And a speaker who's scattered. Because you're not sure.
Speech giver.
A speech giver. You know, any type of speech.
Speech day.
Exactly. So you ask yourself at the end of the day, what mark are you leaving? Yeah. What's your unique selling point as an individual, but as a person who represents a certain brand? You know, what are you selling out there? So if you don't have that at the back of your mind, then you might as well just be, you know, a speaker. That's what I think about the whole thing.
I like how he says prioritize, because we'll never have enough time to do anything. Never. Because I'm a mom. I have a job. So I'm thinking, okay, my children, time for my children, then it's not there. Then probably say Saturday I have an event. So time is something you just have to plan for. You'll never have enough time. Heck, I wish a day was 48 hours and not 24. Is it going to happen? No. So I'm going to work within those hours. And it's not even 24 because some of those hours I'm asleep, right? So it is, I just need to meet with you because it's your event. I have to make time to see you. Then we have a conversation. So I know what your priorities are and what you'd want to see in that event. Then if I have that covered, then I know that, okay, if I work 8 to 5, I probably need to ask my boss for an extra hour, so I leave early. Then I'll be there before everybody else. So you know what mood people are in. Probably you've come and it rained on people, they're angry, they're what. So you know how to start. You're not going to come with a joke of sunshine when people have been sailing in mud, you know. So it gives you time. It comes with planning, like he said. You plan. If you know that the event is in Naguru, what are you doing in Kawempe at 5 if the event is at 6? You're definitely going to be disorganized, you know. So you have to plan everything and know that, okay, if this is how much time I need, I'll need a bike. My clothes need to be there before me. Everything is planned out. It even gives you time with this, the DJ and whatnot, because the mic is not tuned to your voice. You're just screaming in people's ears. It gives you time to plan for all those things. So prioritize. Do I have an event? How can I handle this? Do I need a day off work? Do I need to be on leave? Do I need to quickly check Google if it's a corporate event? What do I know about these people? Because it's very easy for you to offend the guest of honor when you don't know he's the one. So imagine you're pulling out someone from the audience, young woman, stand up, and it's the guest of honor. But because you didn't come early, you don't even know it's them. So then the whole event goes down the drain and you don't know how to recover. So planning, and time management. Oh goodness, people who don't keep time kill me. You need to keep time because that's what professionalism is about. You keep time. Yes.
So speaking of that, and I just want to close with this. I want us to close with this. I will ask your perspective, Husky, because you're a woman, and then I'll ask how they have been, how Godwin has been supportive, even with the portal to women.
Just for a second.
Yes.
So she talked about time.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that even in the workspace,
Yeah.
there are people who are promoted just because they keep time?
Yes.
You've noticed that?
Yes.
And there's no other advantage, you know? Now, if you're a person who keeps time at your workplace, and you're the kind of person who is able to speak, you'd probably sell yourself And you might be the average person at the office. You're not the excellent performer, but you keep time and you can speak. And you move from ordinary to extraordinary, just like that.
Such a salesperson.
Right, from ordinary to extraordinary.
Salespeople, this is your tool. It's your mouth. That's it.
So Husky, there are so many young women out there who want to do this emceeing thing professionally, and they feel like it's not a space for women. It's not a space for women. It's hostile. It's sexist. It's all these things. And I just want you to share a little bit about how you got into, like you told us about how you got into the space, but as a woman, what does it feel like to be in the space? Do you feel like you belong when you hold that mic? Do you feel that I have the confidence, I have the courage to compete with these men and I can do it? And for Godwin, how have you supported women to feel safe in that space? Because many things are seen as men's jobs. Yeah, and traditionally that's how our culture has shaped us. So as a man in this space, how are you supporting women, especially younger women, to come into the space and to grow in the space and to thrive in that space? Yeah, please.
I don't know if I'm the right person to answer that question, because number one, I used to be a tomboy. Number two, I have this confidence that's through the roof. It's very rare that you shake me down. But everything starts internally, right? If I believe that digging is a woman's job and I'm a man, I'll never do it. If I believe that emceeing is a man's job, I've already discouraged myself, right? So everybody else will just be a top-up on what they say to me, but I've already brought myself down. So it has to start with me. I can speak. So what can I do with this speaking?
Yes.
Let me make money off it. I mean, if Godwin can speak, so can I.
Yes.
Have you heard my voice? Oh my
Yes.
goodness. So, yeah, so I have that. I have those moments when I sit and talk to myself in the mirror and say, look, young woman,
You are going to pay
you
for
are
that
going to
ad.
do this. You are so cool. You get, so everything has to start from you, the individual.
Yes.
If you have thought about it, then you can do it.
Yes.
So now get yourself into that space without feeling timid, like I can't do it. When I did that class, I think I was the only girl in the class.
Interesting.
Yes, I was the only female. And I must say, I did great. I said, whatever they can do, I can do times two.
Yes.
Because if I've chosen to be here, I deserve to be here.
Yes.
So when you have that confidence, you realize people pull off your energy. If I come feeling timid, nobody's going to come and say, Penny's so confident, and you're in the corner. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's the energy I give off that people feed off.
Yeah.
So if I give you energy, I am scared and you can bully me, people are going to do that to you.
Yeah.
So you have to come out and say, yes, I'm a woman,
Yeah.
but I'm a human being. What anybody else can do, I can
this,
do.
I can do this. Yeah.
Then you take the step to do
Yeah.
it. And
I
then
like
everybody
that.
comes on.
I
Support
do.
systems are built like that. People
Yeah.
feed off your energy.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be helped, nobody's going to come and say, I want to help you, let's do this. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So I start with, I am doing this. Everybody says, she has so much energy for this. She likes this. Let's support her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it happens, not the other way around.
Okay, interesting. So I like that you say something about putting value on yourself, seeing value in yourself so that other people can see value in you. But I also like that you can build confidence by mirror reading. I stand in the mirror all the time and do that. I'm like, Penny, you got this. You got this. You got this. Yeah, like crack up your jokes, do stuff and be like, look, chick, you are badass. You got this. You are going to do this. And so I like so much that you're encouraging young women out there to even be that, find that, and be that for themselves. Godwin, how are you supporting women in the space, young women specifically, in the emceeing space to find that confidence and be that confident?
First of all, I like the positive affirmations
Yes.
that you talked about. Yeah. She spoke about being in front of the mirror, and then you're talking about who you are, what you can do, and all that. That's very important, because according to me, the mind, unlike what we are taught in school, the mind is the biggest organ. Maybe honor in the body. We are told the skin, but I think the mind is the biggest is the biggest organ. Yeah, and again, your question brings me to something else. There's a blessing and a curse in almost everything.
Yeah.
So you talked about the women. The blessing is because there are very few femcees, if I'm to connect female and MCs. There are very few femcees. It actually means that there's an opportunity there.
Yes.
Yes.
Very big.
And then there are many mentors around. You know, there's a person like Krista Newman. You've seen her handle every type of function successfully.
Yeah.
She's a stickler for time. I've worked with her before.
Yeah.
She's excellent at her job. So if you have a role model like her to look, to look to, then it means that a young lady can get into this space and be like Crystal Newman. And number two, where I work, we have a team of ladies only. It's in the admin section, but we encourage ladies and say gentlemen. We encourage all sexes to come in and get training and improve them to get to where they want to go. So I think at the end of the day, we need to do more. I can say I need to do more as a person in management to target that side, to target women. But so far, because we're very open and we're non-sexist, we've seen ladies come in, that's how she came in. And we can see ladies are getting more and more confident, but we need to do more.
But you see, Penny, the other thing that I think we as women need to do is, after you've said all those things, don't leave them at your door. Because there's always going to be someone to tear you down. That's the thing. I'm a Christian. That's the devil's job. And he doesn't sleep. So you've come out, you've told yourself, I'm looking good, I'm beautiful. Then someone will be like, your shoes are ugly. You're like, my shoes are ugly. You'll be like, you know what? I love them. They're pretty. They're this color, and I bought them, and they look great. Next. You have to teach yourself, because I'm all for confession is like possession. So if I've left my house and I know I look gorgeous, I kid you not, I don't care what you're going to know. No, for all those who know me, no, you are not going to do it. I have some red carpet in my head I'm walking on.
Like, let's sway.
Yes, so even if I came to a place and everyone is in a suit, I'm going to be like, I'm outstanding. Do you get? So you have to know that there's always going to be someone to tear you down. But it's your reaction that counts. It's your reaction. If you're going to go and feed off it like, oh, he said I'm ugly, it's going to be that. I'll be like, you know what, that's your opinion, and it's okay. But guess what? The red carpet is still rolling. I'm out. Yes.
And guess what? There are ladies, there are functions
Where they only want female
exactly.
MCs.
So just look at that. If they want female MCs and
they're not there, what are
they're
we
not
doing?
there, so the person looks for the traditional names, but there's a husky somewhere. She can bring her huskiness. There's a penny somewhere.
Right?
So why not?
I am so getting into this emceeing, KB. Like, for real, I have enjoyed having a conversation with you guys. And just before we go, I just want you to say one last thing to our audience about hosting large numbers and hosting professionally. One thing you want people to take note of, or to be keen about, or to just remember as we finish our Kweshunga session today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of Kweshunga today. I like the cue. I like the cue at the beginning of Kweshunga. I like it. It's creative. I like it. Yes, it's funny. It's funny.
Thank you.
So one thing I can say, one takeaway I can say is treat every event. We're going through COVID at the moment. And most of the events are online. There's Zoom. Zoom is now the most popular
Webinars, Zoom,
app in the world.
What? Google Meetings.
Google Meetings.
Ish.
Everything. Sorry, I sounded like I was promoting Zoom. I don't work, I don't work for Zoom. Yes, I know, I could tell. I could tell. But events are going to come back.
Yes.
That's one thing for sure. And we know they have started coming back. Weddings and stuff, social functions. At the end of the day, treat a function like you'd want someone else to treat your function. Yeah? Put yourself in your client's shoes. Always know that the customer or the client is the most important person. And as an MC, you are not the most important person in the room. You are supposed to make the owner of the function or the person who has hired you look as important as possible while hosting or while MCing at an event. That is the most important thing. Whatever you do should be around those parameters. That's all.
Thank you, Goodwin. Husky. Your parting shots, my dear.
Just, I know very many, I don't dwell so much with men because you're born with an ego. So forgive me if I'm not going to get into that. But women, I believe in you. If nobody does, I do. I believe in you and I know you can soar. So like, just fly, do it, and don't hide out. Just come out and say, this is me. I'm cool like this. And so for MCs that are out there, the ones who are amateurs, the ones who are doing it, please don't embarrass us. Keep time. Like, please, like, it's the best thing. Keep time. Keep time, keep time, keep time. And after you've done everything, keep time, you know? And then understand your audience. Yes, it helps.
All I keep hearing is people, 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 love people, connect with people, connect with people, love people, share with people, enjoy people, have fun with people. That's all I keep hearing. So thank you so much for being with us today. I have had the delightful honor of hosting you, and I am looking forward to having you once again on this Kweshunga platform. For those of you who are watching us, thank you so much. This has been your week's dose of Kweshunga, and if you haven't liked, subscribed, followed, all those things, please go ahead and do it, because you are missing out on all the playfulness from this world of penny.